I'm gonna make a guitar string bracelet. I always wear mine with my 3 bracelets. I'll do it over here. See, look, they're the bracelets. And I'm gonna make one. I know you're judging me, don't do it. Don't do it. Materials. A guitar string. Then you have your pliers, wire cutters, and then I have wire. Normally I use gold wire, but I'm using silver because I can. Totally not because I couldn't find the gold one. That's besides the point. Okay, first things first, this is really easy, is you just have to choose a size. I'm gonna do it the same size my other ones are, maybe a bit bigger. So then you start off with a circle, roughly about the size that you want it to be. And then you're just gonna wrap it around itself. And so it has like a stable bracelet. Circle. Are you adjusting the light? How dare you? Ooh, I have a spotlight on me now. After that, you might end up with something that looks a little bit like this, where you have your circle, but then you have a little bit of a tail at the end, and then you have this. Normally when you buy guitar strings, they end up coming in something like this, where they're just like wrapped around itself, and then you have a little tail, and then you unwrap it and then put it on your guitar. But in this case, we want the tail to be somewhere near this. I don't know its technical name, maybe I should learn it. Too late. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that this is a good size. Nice and loose, a little bit bigger than mine, what I'm going for. Perfect. Most of the time when I do this, I end up rewrapping it and rewrapping it. Rewrapping it just because I end up doing it the wrong size and I want to make it the right size because once you wrap the wire, it's not adjustable anymore. So once I've got it to the size I want, then I'm going to take the string itself and I'm going to take my wire cutters and I'm going to do it, you know, just like a little bit away. So just not too far, not too close, but it doesn't really matter because this, what that is for, is that's going to be covered in the little middle part. It's like one end you'll have that, and the other end the string will be over here somewhere, but it'll be wrapped over, so no sharp ends, no nothing. Yeah, so you can make it as long or short as you want, but you'll end up wrapping over where the end is. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my little cut. Now I have my wire, and so I take a piece and I cut off like fairly longish. I don't know how long this is. I end up cutting off too much, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. So you're going to start, put the wire through, and so you're going to have it like 2 little dupes. I'm going to start with the short end so I can use the short end to finish it up on that end, and then the long end will go over to the other side. So then I'm just going to start off and then wrap it fairly tight. And it won't look good, so then I'm going to pinch it closer. And then just adapt from that starting one. And so then once you have the first one, it has a grip, so then you can start wrapping from that point forward. Though it's not perfect, I can either use my thumb and pointer finger and try to squish it back together, and if it doesn't squish back together, it doesn't really matter that much. It is what it is. The only thing I really care about is covering the pointy end at the end. But I'm going to try to squish it back and see if it works. Or take my pliers and then do it. And there we go. So then this part is just kind of a at your own pace. Do it to your level of perfection. You can wrap one and then use the pliers and squish it back together. And then just keep going. And then so I'm going to leave a bit of a tail there at the end with the wire. And then I'm going to come back to that once I finish the other side. So I love these because they have they mean something. Because I'm like, this came off of my tailor. Yeah, it's just like, I love them. They're cute, they're meaningful, and guitar bracelets. Okay, so if you can see, so I have my 2 tails, one's long and one's short. Normally how it is because I end up getting a bunch. And there's some holes in there and it's not perfect, but it's still pretty good. As I was wrapping and rambling, I just wrapped right over the tail and I kept going. And I just kept going significantly past, so it's like I don't even know where it ends. Just kept going And so that's not poking out anywhere. You can't see it. It's just completely hidden. That's the goal. So now we've got our ends. So what I do is, I'm going to do this side first. I cut it, and then if I try to have like, because I'm not cutting it completely flat, I'm going to cut it at an angle. And then that angle, for when I wrap it, is going to be towards the wire. And so I'm going to keep it like pretty close by the wire, so it's a pretty short tail. Then I trim it, and so then this is the main part I use the pliers for, is I take it and then I slowly work it down, and so it's all close to the string. And then, so like I have it like this, where I just have like a little point. I don't know if you can see that. So then I have that little tail, and so I take the pliers and then I squish it down. And so because of the way I cut it, the angle should be pointing towards the wire, not pointing out towards the person wearing it. Just make sure it's all nice and snug. So it's like, I can't feel it anymore. And I ended up putting a little dent on the other side of the wire. Not a big deal. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Cut it, make sure the point is towards where it's going to end up being wrapped. Cut it, take the pliers. This side that I'm currently doing is just a little bit more difficult because you don't have as much room, because you do have the little thing there. But you just got to do the same process, just walk it down. I'm going to do one last little double check, make sure, and then nice and big, and so there you go. And if you want one of these made by me, look at the description. Okay. Well, good luck, be brave, don't die. Bye!